Welcome back, guys. Patrick here, and in this video what we're told is that a pair of pants was recently discounted by 20%. You paid $65.10 for them, and that included 5% GST. What was the discounted price before GST, and then what was the regular price before discount? So before getting into the math, I'm going to kind of draw a visual diagram of what's going on. So let's say that this pair of pants here, the regular price before any discount was X over here. And then what happened was these got discounted by 20%. And then they had a new price, Y. And then you bought these pair of pants for this price, Y, but then you had to add 5% GST on top of that price. And so then the total that you spent was $65.10. Right? So when they ask what was the discounted price before GST, they're asking for this Y here. And then what was the regular price before discounting? They're asking for this X here. So let's work with this Y here first. Basically what's happening is you have this price you have to pay Y, but you also have to add a 5% GST. So 5% of that price there. And the total of these basically is going to be $65.10. And so to solve for this Y, what we can do from these two, we could factor out a Y. And we would end up with this over here. Right? So whenever you're adding a percentage onto a certain price, you can just go, you can show it like this and then get to here. You could always factor out that variable, but it's always going to be 1 plus whatever that percentage is in decimals over here. And so notice that this bracket would be 1.05. Right? So let's say we were adding 11%, then this would be 1.11. Or if we were adding 18%, it would be 1.18. Now, if we were subtracting something, if we were discounting, which we'll show over here, this plus would be a minus. So if there was a 5% discount, this would just end up being 1 minus 0.05. Right? But we're not worrying about the discount yet. We're adding GST. And so from here, that Y is basically going to be 65.10 divided by 1.05 like that. Right? This 1.05 is multiplying with the Y, so to get the Y by itself, we've got to divide both sides. So this Y would be $62, like that. All right, so that's the first answer. That's the discounted price before GST, so this would be $62. Then add 5%, we get $65.10. Now, this is the discounted price. So what was the regular price here? Well, what happened was we had a regular price of X, but then we discounted it by 20%. So if we take 20% of X and then subtract it from that price, we would end up with 62. And then same thing, we could factor out an X. And notice how it's that exact same format that we had before, except there's a minus because we're discounting. 1 minus the discount percentage. And so this would end up being 0.8. So then what we could do is we could take 62 divided by 0.8, like that. And 62 divided by 0.8 would give us 77.50. Right, so that there is the answer to the second question. That's the regular price before discount. If you want to check your work, what you can do is you can go through this over here. We could take 77.50, 20% of that, or multiplied by 0.8, we would get 62. Take 62, multiplied by 1.05, we end up with $65.10.